Hey, what's up? How are you? This looks really good. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, honestly, I've just been grabbing uh, these sheets of paper and just kind of filling it up. Really all I'm going for. Do I have some kind of schedule for my lives? You always miss them? I don't really have like a schedule. I kind of just stream when I feel like it or have time, honestly. Hey, thank you, Carnage. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a little more fun when I'm not on a schedule for it. So then days that I don't feel like streaming, then I don't just show up like in a bad mood or something. I started practicing painting with a brush without any preliminary sketch, and I think I'm starting to get it right. Yeah, it just kind of takes a little bit of getting used to when you're kind of don't have any like muscle memory or uh, experience, I guess, with it. But yeah, I definitely don't think it's very hard once you kind of start to do it enough times. I kind of forget that like sketching before like inking or doing multiple sketches is even a thing. It sounds weird, but kind of just so used to always just kind of doing it in this way. So it kind of it feels awkward for me to actually do a sketch or kind of work in the other way. Kind of like how it might be awkward going from doing a sketch to the other. They're really all the same thing. It's kind of just whatever you like doing the most. I just like drawing with like no sketch because it's a lot easier and kind of makes more sense for me. Like when I make a line or make a decision, it's more obvious of like the decision that I'm making. Whereas like doing a sketch, I might get a little lost, and it's really hard to like, I guess like recognize the patterns that I'm doing, or like, yeah, so it's just a little bit easier to see kind of like concepts or things that I'm repeating, and then also to like make changes on the next ones, just because it's like a bold, dark line. But yeah, there's definitely advantages and disadvantages to both though. Like I think doing a pre-sketch kind of allows you to take a drawing further than I think you can with doing straight ink. Like there's a lot more um, since when you're doing straight ink, it's like you kind of have to go with whatever's on the page and whatever marks happen. Whereas if you sketch, you can kind of keep building on it a lot more than like more layering and things like that. Things like that. So I think doing a sketch, you can probably get more of like a rendered drawing. Seems to me that all I do is alternate lines in the shape of the letter C and S, and it turns out something interesting, even if it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, yeah, that definitely works. What's like a symbiotic mass or an alien? Hey, what's up, Shadow? Yeah, that's kind of similar of what I do on a lot of my drawings too. It's a lot of placing down lines and then adapting out from there of what I kind of um, making a choice of like what direction I want to go with the lines that happen. I'll have like a little bit of an idea sometimes of what I want to do ahead of time though. Like if I want to make a, like I know I want to draw a female or if I want to do a tiger, but I don't necessarily know like how or what features will be like on that tiger. You're on your third sketchbook now? Jeez, dude. Never drawn this consistently, so thanks. Yeah, it's cool, man. Three sketchbooks is pretty crazy. Especially in the amount of time that you said you started drawing again. It's pretty wild. Hey, what's up, man? I'm sorry if the camera's a little bit blurry. I'm not really sure why, but it doesn't like me being zoomed out this much. But the paper's a little bit larger than I normally do. I read somewhere that any image can be reduced to three types of lines, and to learn how to see them, you can try to draw inverted pictures. Is there any truth in this? Yeah, I think you could definitely. I mean, you could probably simplify anything into one line or like just kind of like a like silhouette sort of thing. YouTube doesn't notify my stuff to you. Why, YouTube? Why? You're just inspired. You also bought the hardcover, so I'm excited to have Bryce merch. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Your mic audio is very low. I got jump scared by an ad. Yeah. Yeah, down the line, probably gonna have to get some sort of mic that isn't just my phone. I think like in general, the ads are usually really loud in their audio too. How to keep a brush pen in good condition? Is the brush or ink not drying? I know, I don't know, sometimes um, I try to have like a lot of ink in the brush, which may not be very comfortable to draw with, because it's gonna make like very bold lines a lot of the times, but I noticed that if I have like really, like if the bristles are really dry to go for like thin lines, then it usually makes the bristles like split a lot, especially on like the Pentel brush pens. So I try to keep it pretty juiced so that it doesn't get dried out. So a lot of the times if I like feel like it's getting a little bit dried out, then I'll probably put a little too much ink into it. But yeah, I've been kind of battling with that, especially on these brush pens that have like the squeeze reservoir. Kind of just happens, and I think having like a medium to almost too much ink seems to work best for me. But yeah, I also use a lot of black on my drawings, so having too much ink, if you're not going for like a lot of blacks and you kind of just want more like line art focused or more grays, that might drive you a little crazy having a lot of ink in the brush though. But yeah, if it starts to dry out or split, it's usually because there's not enough ink in the brush. Oh yeah, no problem, man. I completely understand. Yeah, I wish that wasn't the case. Just randomly showed up on your feed. Looks good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Yeah, I feel like whenever I'm watching YouTube, it's really hard to find new things. I always get like suggested the same videos I've already seen before. Although it's probably not completely random since I've been learning to draw for the past 7 months. Yeah, you're in that the art algorithm for YouTube now. Now you're only gonna get art content. Is there gonna be a tiger in this drawing by chance? Yeah, I'm probably eventually gonna add a tiger. Probably as soon as I get bored of drawing females. I don't know why, but I really liked drawing like these really tall hairdos, like 3 different buns. Throw it in a platypus for good measure. Yeah, I don't draw many platypuses. I think I've like drawn one ever. YouTube has changed their engagement stuff. Only likes and comments count as views. I think it applies to streams too. Yeah, probably, because I think streams pretty much like the same as videos for how they run. Yeah, from what I know of like kind of sort of like how the YouTube promotion, like how your video gets promoted, it seems like most of it seems to be like the initial views, like the first hour or so that the video is out, kind of like if your video gets a lot of attraction in that first hour, it seems to promote it a lot more. Probably same with like the amount of likes and comments. You just got to make really controversial videos so that you get a lot of comments. You draw with ballpoint and acrylics to paint. Yeah, I wish I could like ballpoints. I've tried using ballpoints a lot of different times. The it's like the nib is a little too fine for um, how I like to draw, I guess. Probably one of the best things to for rendering though. You can get like pretty insane amounts of different tones. Acrylics are so good, like the colors just feel alive. Yeah, I've only ever, well, never mind. I've painted with oils too, but mostly just acrylics since it's kind of all I have around. But yeah, I think I like acrylics. I never really learned too much of how to paint with them though. It's probably been like 5 years since I painted with acrylics. Acrylics is like digital painting. You can paint from dark to light. Yeah, I didn't even know about that you're supposed to paint from dark to light until like pretty recently. Probably would have helped a lot. you have acrylic markers and sometimes forget how much they cover. Yeah, the acrylic markers are pretty heavy, aren't they? This is awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know why, but every time I draw tigers, I try to make them, try to find ways to make them look a little bit meaner every time. Kind of like that, like rough look of a lot of characters. Don't worry about it, man. I appreciate it though. Why does why does YouTube think you're under 18 though? Isn't that a thing they changed recently? It's the new AI, no way. Um, how does it even know though? It's kind of creepy, honestly. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that, but I didn't like look into it that much. I didn't think they were um actually gonna do it or starting it so soon. Angry tigers are cool, but just making them with a angry expression can make the art repetitive. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get too bored of drawing angry tigers. A lot of the ones I draw are kind of like warrior um type too. Kind of letting the instincts out. I think they review the videos you watch and estimate your age or something like that. I'm not sure. Man, that's actually crazy. What happens if they like misjudge your age then? Thank you, Shadow, for the 5. I really appreciate it. I like to draw frogs and toads. It just stuck for some reason. Yeah, frogs and toads are really fun to draw. I always like the like Naruto frogs and toads that have like that like samurai vibe to them. The Naruto ones are so awesome. Yeah, they also have really cool markings on them too. Yeah, I'll fit a toad in here somewhere. I've been drawing frogs forever. Man, I went on a walk and worked out earlier, and so now when I'm drawing, my hand is like so shaky. Yeah, I'd highly recommend not drawing tigers or samurai because I started, well, I don't even know when I started drawing samurai, but I haven't been able to stop ever since. Ever since I started drawing them. Tigers were more of like a recent thing, but I don't know, it's just kind of fun. I like that you can make them like very human-like, and it kind of works. And their stripes are dark, so it works with black and white and ink really well. You draw toads, they look grumpy and funny. Yeah, toads do kind of naturally look a little grumpy. I've been really missing drawing with or coloring with alcohol markers, but this permanent ink really doesn't like the alcohol markers. It's kind of funny, but the permanent doesn't like the alcohol markers, but the water-based one that could just rinse away with water is fine with putting alcohol on top of it. Honestly, if I knew how to draw a samurai, I wouldn't stop either. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty open. I don't think they're that hard to draw. I watched like a few videos. If you watch like a video of putting people like putting samurai armor on, and they kind of like explain all the different pieces, which a lot of you probably already know. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of videos on armor, especially like there's a lot of like photos of historical museums, and you can find a lot of the real life armor that was worn. but a lot of it's like very customizable, and a lot of the different um, armor sets were very like unique from person to person. Ninjas are fun to draw too. Yeah, I don't know why. I probably lean towards like ninjas. Like I think they're a little bit cooler for like movies and things than samurai. But I don't. I like all the intricate parts of the samurai armor, and I don't know, for drawing, ninjas feel like a little bit awkward since they're like all black and everything is like covered. Um, yeah, I also like the samurai sword a bit more. We were very sad when you found out they don't mix. Yeah. I wish the permanent ink worked with the markers. Yeah, I was surprised. I always like was thinking in my head that they would, and then the other day, I can't remember what I was drawing, but it's like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna color this, and then I just started like smearing, especially like certain colors smear the ink a lot more. Like a lot of the lighter colors that you definitely don't want smearing, like to smear a lot more than the darker ones. Yeah, so far a lot of water-based things I've tried work pretty well with alcohol. I know there's some permanent inks that do work well with alcohol, but it's like very dependent on like I don't know. It like varies a lot from ink to ink. Hey man, I was in the middle of watching your how to draw. We won. Good video. Thank you. I'm actually pretty surprised that that video kind of has become as popular as it has. 'Cause it's just kind of like before that I was just doing like time lapse videos, so just me drawing, and one day I was like, if anyone cares, kind of what I'm doing, I guess I'll just post a video, kind of talking about it, and then a lot of people seem to like it, so that's cool. If if you stick with the realistic design, I agree they are boring, but if you change, then it can become fun to draw. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, whenever I draw a ninja, I like to put like the straw hats on, and then usually with like the Oni masks and those sort of things. But yeah, mix matching and yeah, doing a lot of things that aren't realistic definitely makes it a lot more fun. Cause like I like the Oni masks and a lot of like the more entertainment like play ceremonial things like the masks and the kitsune stuff, and a lot of those they didn't really wear in battle or anything, but they're fun to draw. Yeah, honestly, a mix between a samurai and a ninja would um probably be pretty cool. A lot of the things I've seen like from history about ninjas is a lot of them were samurais too, that were kind of just like a some kind of spy. Need to charge your phone. Sorry if you can't keep watching. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, whenever the brush kind of just dumps out ink on me, which happens quite a bit with the Pentel with the squeeze thing, and just like sometimes it's really hard to like gauge how much ink is gonna be in your um in the brush, and sometimes it dumps out, but then I'll just do it in an area with a bit more black, or I'll just do like hair or a shirt or whatever I'm gonna have be pretty dark. Usually it gets off a lot of the excess. Have you ever been interested in drawing ink sets? Um, yeah, I've drawn a few bugs. Um, hmm, it's I've drawn like a bee. I think I've drawn bees a few times, and like some characters that are like bee characters. They're like humans with bee suits. But I like drawing like spiders a lot, but usually whenever I do spiders, it's just kind of for the clothing and different things. But yeah, insets for drawing, I think is really cool. Not many people do it either. Last time you opened your ink pen, you got ink all over your hands. Luckily, I haven't had that happen yet, but I'm sure one day, one day it will. Yeah, whenever the ink kind of explodes in the cartridge like this, I just have to make a few characters with very gloopy lines. The smartest thing you do would probably just be to wipe it on a different page, but every time I've tried to do that, I end up drawing something that needs a lot of black on it, and then I don't have any ink in the brush. It's kind of the never-ending battle with brushes in general, because like pretty similar things happen with like a dip brush and a lot of the other brush pens that don't have the like squeeze function. There'll be times when they start kind of like flowing a little too much, and then the dip brushes, you kind of, it's like a little balancing act of not having too much ink on the brush, and once you draw for a while, the bristles will start to get a little bit dry just from having ink sit on them. It's kind of little little gimmick that happens with them all. You had a classmate who chewed on ink pencils, and one time it exploded in his mouth. Oh, yeah, I've never tried tasting ink, but I would imagine it's not a good flavor. Just from like the way it smells. I feel like that's almost bound to happen if you're chewing on pens. I know a lot of people like chewing on the caps of like the ballpoint pens. I remember in school I'd always, whenever I'd run out of a pen or need a pencil or something, you'd always get one with like the eraser bitten off or the pen cap all chewed up. I'm like, what the heck? That tape that blew in his mouth lasted all day. Was it just like a blue ballpoint pen? Ever draw anything for a special lady? No, I never really did. I always kind of like kept drawing as like a, I don't know, I never really drew in school much, and I don't know, I kind of never wanted people to find out that I drew. Especially in school, I always felt like people um, that I would get judged pretty hard for like what subjects and things I drew. But it's kind of funny though. I wonder how someone would react even. I feel like, I don't know, if I gave someone my drawing like that, just like a bunch of skulls everywhere, skeleton warriors. She would stop changing it. Yeah, I feel like it would take the right person, and if it was like the right person that yeah was into that kind of stuff, then they'd probably like it, like you said. I think it's a good idea though. Honestly, for me, giving drawings to special people is like pretty because like a part of you in some way. Yeah, I agree. Just like something you made with your own bare hands. In elementary, everyone liked your drawings and gave you a big head. And by middle school, I was overcritical and quit by high school. Yeah, well, yeah. When I was in elementary, I would show everyone my drawings too. Pretty much the same kind of thing happened. Yeah, one of my best friends also drew, and me and him, everyone knew that like we were good at drawing. They'd have us like have a competition to see who could draw better. Did you guys stay cool? Yeah, yeah, we're still friends, like even till this day. But yeah, I don't think he doesn't really draw much anymore. But mm, I'm not gonna lie though, at that time he definitely was better than me. The can you draw me comment too? Yeah, I know. That's why. Uh, yeah, whenever someone asks if they can draw you, I don't think they realize the amount of effort it takes to do like a whole portrait on the spot. Oh yeah, last week I there was a kid that wanted me to draw his like action figures, and he had a Venom action figure, and he wanted me. I was like, oh, he had a Venom action figure, and he came up to me and was just showing me it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was like, I drew Venom like in my sketchbook that I had along, and he didn't really he didn't really like my version of Venom because the action figure he had was like very a specific look, and he wanted me to draw his specific action figure, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna draw like a really badass pose for Venom and make him like look all gnarly. And then but he didn't really care. He didn't really want that. He wanted a specific like stand-in like the stiff pose of the toy. So I was like, all right, I'll just draw it straight up how his toy was. And so that's like what this was. And then he had Iron Man too. I drew um, his Iron Man toy, but he wanted it like very, very specific to how his toy was, which I understand because like when I was a kid, like you like know how your like action figures are, and you know like you spend so much time with them that you kind of know all the details. But yeah, he was like very specific on he wanted like making sure that I didn't forget like this little light underneath his shoulder on Iron Man, and when I was doing Venom, I was doing like the outline of the character. I was doing like the Venom's head and the mask and different things like this, and he was he was telling me at this point. He was like, make sure that you do Venom all black though. And it's like kind of just like laying in lines to make sure that I had the shape and everything down. It was pretty fun though. It was just funny to see and cool to see like how into the character that he was. But yeah, and then later when like a couple days later, I was like, I really wanted to do like a gnarly looking Venom, so I just kind of like right next to it did like my own iteration of Venom, and then I also did like Venom with the can't think of his name, the character inside, and I did Tony Stark with next to Iron Man, and just some like random characters next to it, but. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And also, I don't know, made me realize like how kids' perspective is on art. It's cute and very abandoned. Yeah. Uh, oh yeah, he also came by like after like a couple minutes and was like, "Are you almost done yet?" That was like the fastest speed drawing session I think I ever did. It's funny. It's nice you did it for him. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I understand where he was coming from, but it was just really funny, like how specific he wanted it. He was sure of what he wanted because he knew he could do it. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty funny. I was just laughing the whole time that I was working on it. Yeah, he also wanted Iron Man red, and all I had on me was just this brush pen. It's like I can't I can't just whip out like a marker too. Yeah, all I could do was black and white. Yeah, it worked out that I was at least Venom and he's just all black on his suit. If he had whipped out like a um Wolverine and then well he had Iron Man which is red, but if he had whipped out like a bunch of characters that were like Daredevil and things and yeah, so if you ever want a speed drawing session, definitely draw for for a kid, especially something that they know very well. They'll definitely probably test you. At least it was superheroes though, because it would really suck if he was he was like, "Hey, can you draw me?" Mm. A coworker asked for a Punisher logo, but my own version, and he loved it so much he was positive he was going to get it tattooed. I told him, please not. Yeah. I think I would, yeah, I don't think I would like someone getting a tattoo of one of my drawings. I would just look at it and be like, oh, I could probably do so much better now. I wonder if he ever got that tattoo then. What if he got the tattoo, but then it's just somewhere that you'll never see? Mm, it's like your mom who made you draw your little brother's presentations. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't doubt he did. He was pretty crazy type, got fired and all. Yeah, I'm debating like doing like getting tattoos, but um then I always think that I'm probably gonna get bored of whatever it is. And then what do I do then? Like I just know I'll get bored of whatever I would get. And also they're pretty expensive too. Never had a project at school that involved any drawing. I'd get hung up on the drawing part and have to rush the rest. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, whenever I had like something where you could draw in class, yeah, I'd probably spend a little too much time on it. And then when you have to present it to the class or whatever, then it always seems a little overkill. You want a tattoo too, but nothing has made you think that you need that as a tattoo yet. Made you write the titles. Yeah, whenever I'd have group projects in school, everyone would always make me do the writing because they thought that I had good handwriting. My handwriting tanked so much after after high school though. In school, I just kind of cared a little more since you had like to take notes and wanted to make my notes look all um, neat. And then after school, it's like only I need to be able to read this. It is kind of fun to have some writing though in in the drawings. I don't do it that much, but it's kind of fun, especially if it's some kind of like little cartoony, more like comedy kind of thing. It'd be nice to do like a comic book and then just have like the speech bubbles and write in them all. But I don't think I have nice enough handwriting to do that. I feel like if I was gonna do a comic book, it's probably how I'd have to do it though. Just like go page to page and like not have a story planned, and then I'd probably have to do all the speech bubbles by hand. Um, just for my own sanity. I've tried doing like my own writing, and I think it's like fine when it's in word form, but um, translating it onto the page of like what I wrote down in text, it's like completely different um, characters and different things. I feel like I just have to write the story as I go by just drawing it out. Try to make goofy comics again. Used to do alien invasions and stuff. Low effort, but a lot of fun. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty fun to just do like some like mini stories. I don't like repeating like characters too much when I'm doing comics. Especially going off of like a script or something, and you have to like there's like a lot of boring scenes that I don't like doing like especially when people are having conversations and it's just like the most exciting thing you do on like 3 pages would be maybe like going from a side view of someone's face to then like a bird's eye and it's like in uh in a room or something. I don't know, like it's kind of boring for me. So I would need like probably to not have like a story set up ahead of time and just kind of see what happens for a couple pages. They told you that your way of writing seemed like ancient texts. What what does that even mean? Does it like does your handwriting just look like it's carved onto the page? You're gonna head out. Glad I could catch one of your lives and stick around. I have to get your book. Yeah, man. Thank you again. Thanks for stopping by the stream and hanging out. still going or ending? I think I'm gonna go until I finish this page probably. Hey, yep, still going. More in the sense of ancient poetry. I have a very calligraphic handwriting, like calligraphy, and tilted to the right. Also, your handwriting's just like very, very fancy. Yeah, it's cool, man. I think calligraphy is really cool. I feel like calligraphy and drawing are like very, very similar. Like whenever I'm doing writing in my sketchbook or something, like doing like capital letters or like a comic book like POW or whatever, it feels like I'm just drawing the letters instead of really writing them. It's a lot of twists and turns and letters connected to each other. It definitely feels like drawing sometimes. I feel like the decision making is probably pretty similar. When I was looking into fountain pens, I was watching a lot of videos on people doing calligraphy since it's kind of the only like content I could find of people really like trying out different fountain pens. Kind of just like for pens in general, honestly, because like at least when I was looking up a lot of stuff on even like brush pens, like the one I'm using now, like a lot of the stuff is for calligraphy or like more popular in calligraphy than it is for drawing with it. You also do lettering and all? Yeah, I should. I don't know. Calligraphy's like interesting. It's on my bucket list. Things I should try. You have a bad habit of collecting sketchbooks? Uh, I don't know. I think that's normal. As in, if, for an artist, honestly. Or have like, I don't know. I probably have like 10 sketchbooks that are just like as extras. I probably have too much paper too, but I don't know. Sometimes I burn through it pretty quickly. Kind of depends on like how often I'm drawing. You used them all but never finished them. Where they just like all you started on all of them, or like they're all half done. Yeah, I started on two different sketchbooks. Usually I just do one at a time. But yeah, this one's like barely started. Um yeah, this one doesn't have much in it. My other one that's like a landscape one's like half done. Every one of them has something, or I write something, then regret it. Yeah, whenever I have something like that, I kind of just go go on to the next page, honestly. Yeah, I have some writing on some of my drawings. I'm like, why did I why did I write that? You got another ad jump scare? You also don't have many sketchbooks. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, some of the ads are like the volume on them is like set higher than because I'll just be like watching TV or like on YouTube on my TV, and then all of a sudden the ad comes on and it's like way louder than the video I was watching. But yeah, my mic is a lot quieter than I think. Yeah, I would draw more in my sketchbooks, but I don't know why, but I'll just be sitting there and um, it's kind of like always, my hand's always at like an awkward angle if I'm like sitting in a chair or something. I'll just be drawing, and my wrist has to be like at an awkward angle, so it kind of hurts my wrist sometimes. So I can draw like way longer sitting at a table. And I have a lot of probably too many blank sheets like this that I should fill out. You like to have them dated, like the drawings and all, so usually there are like time jumps between the pages. Your phone volume's on max. Holy cow. He's like watching the stream drawing, and then all of a sudden an ad comes on. And you're like, "Oh." Yeah, I should probably date my drawings or like mark down when I did them, but I never end up getting to it. It would be nice to know. The only way I have to kind of tell like when I did something is just by looking at usually when I uploaded something on YouTube, but even then, some of my drawings it like takes me a week sometimes before I actually post it, or a couple days, kind of depending. But yeah, that would be kind of nice for like progress to know. Not like taking too long in a single drawing, yeah. Yeah, I usually try to finish a drawing in one go. It happens. I get nervous if I take too long or like I'm in a hurry. Yeah. Yeah, my drawings are pretty sporadic. Like, I don't know, the one like this one in my sketchbook, I probably started like earlier this week and haven't came back to it. This one kind of didn't finish. Some of these other ones, and then now I'm drawing in two different sketchbooks at the same time, and then also doing these drawings on the side, kind of just bouncing everywhere. Sometimes that also happens to me that I don't know which one to choose. That is, I have an idea, but I don't think which sketchbook to do it in. Yeah, too many options. Mm. You only started skipping construction guidelines to cut down the time spent on pieces. Yeah, and that's kind of why I started trying to practice without sketching too. I really like having like the drawing happen as I'm thinking about it. Um, where kind of going with the sketch is more of a um, longer time commitment and kind of I don't know, it feels more like searching or sculpting it out. think the sketch is usually for when you want something much more specific. Yeah. Yeah, I think sketching, like, especially for like if you know you want like yeah, like you're doing a cover or something and it's like a specific character or like a comic or something, I think oh yeah, they definitely have their use. Is there any chance you could do when they show a drawing you did years ago, like your beginnings? I have a video. Uh, that I show a lot of like my drawings after high school. It's like my old sketchbooks and things. I have some other sketchbook videos of like that show some things I did like 2 to 3 years ago. Yeah, I have those videos in the sketchbook showings playlist, I think, and yeah, it shows pretty much all my older stuff if you wanna see some of those. Yeah, I made those videos because I think for a while I was getting asked like every video to see a bunch of older things. I had a bunch of um, sketchbooks kind of lying around. Sorry, man. I think I'm probably gonna end the stream here. I'm like just, it's like almost finished. Probably add a few more characters, but it's been almost like three 3 hours. The ads are a nightmare. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'll have to get some kind of mic and maybe even a new camera. Honestly, so my um phone doesn't have to have as blurry quality. But yeah, I'm probably gonna head out for now, guys. Thank you everyone for watching and hanging out. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time I stream or in next video. Have a good day or night. Yeah, you too, man. Thank you. Yeah, I hope everyone has a good day or night as well. I'll see you.